and welcome to the third installment in the video series, Knowing Your Green Date. My name is Chelsea Jarvis and I'm with the Northern Australia Climate Program based at the University of Southern Queensland in Toowoomba. These videos are made in partnership with Capricornia Catchments and also with support from the Queensland Department of Agriculture and Fisheries. The green date is the day after the 1st of September that you can reliably expect to receive at least 50 millimeters of rain within 3 days. It's an important date both for livestock management and pasture production. Today we're looking at some different sections of a property located to the west of Rockhampton. We visited this property in early September 2020, before they had any meaningful rain. The past 2 wet seasons were unremarkable, though they had some good rain in February 2020 that gave them enough pasture to carry them through the winter. This property also has a very modest stocking rate, so the cattle were able to maintain condition even after a couple of ordinary seasons. Capricornia Catchments, located in Rockhampton, arranged for the visit to this property and also shot the great drone footage used in these videos. This property is lucky enough to have some river frontage with alluvial soils. Currently, this pasture is grazed by a breeding herd, but they tend to stay at the top of the river gully. We estimate there to be about 2,500 kilos per hectare in areas closer to the river, both along the gully and at the top. These alluvial soils lead into heavier brigalow and melon hole country that we can see in the background. We can also see that the cattle prefer this pasture and have grazed it more than the areas closer to the river. If we take a closer look at this melon hole country on heavier soils, we can see that the cattle have grazed this area much more than the area closer to the river, indicating the grasses here must be a bit tastier. Some contours, along with water grasses, were put in a long time ago to keep a bit more of the water around, and it's clear the cattle like to hang out here. These areas have some paragrass, almond grass, and other grasses that don't mind being semi-submerged, on which the cattle will feed, especially when other areas have dried out. Away from the areas with water are some clumps of mature brigalow that provide shade. We estimate there to be about 500 kilos per hectare in the immediate area, with that increasing as we move farther away from the earthen bank and water areas. Our final location is a ponded pasture that was built a while ago on the alluvial plain. It will be interesting to see how much rainfall is needed to fill up this area. The area provides a good source of fodder for the cattle when it's dry, and I would suspect that they like to hang out here when it's hot. An added bonus is that the area also supports plenty of bird life. Thanks for watching, and join us later in the season to see how these pastures responded to receiving at least 50 millimeters of rain in 3 consecutive days, which is how we define our green date.